the 6th. Former Trump legal advisor May Mailman joins me now. May, I think Trump is going to use today and future court appearances as a soapbox. How do you think it goes down?
Yeah, so he's going to appear in Washington, D.C. at 4 p.m. I think the left is already very triggered by the thought of a Trump motorcade in Washington, D.C., sort of before their afternoon commute. And with the first couple of court appearances, he really didn't speak a lot to the press during the arraignment, but at least during the first arraignment, he then had a big event in Mar-a-Lago. So I definitely think that he's going to have this opportunity to talk, especially about election interference, about this. This idea of do you think Trump is presidential or not is a question for the voters and not a question for Jack Smith and an incredibly biased jury in Washington, D.C., where only 4% of people voted for Donald Trump. So I do think that he's going to use this opportunity to make that message. Will it be on the courthouse steps or will it be elsewhere? I guess we'll just have to see.
I think this is going to be something we'll see for the next 18 months or so. A robust Trump defending freedom of speech versus a geriatric Biden who this week is on the beach. That is a rotten contrast, isn't it? Good for Trump, bad for Biden.
Absolutely. If you're looking for a president who's showing that he is vigorous and that he is going to fight, I think your only option in the Trump versus Biden scenario is Trump. And you mentioned the First Amendment. It's funny because you really have to disregard the First Amendment and pretend it does not apply to President Trump if you think that this indictment has any basis for standing. And that is exactly what people are doing. The New York Times ran an opinion piece yesterday saying that our democracy faces a 5-alarm fire and saying that President Trump should not be given protections of the First Amendment because he's too powerful. And the First Amendment is only meant for little people. So they want to pick and choose who gets it. But the problem is President Trump is exactly who the First Amendment is meant to protect because he has unpopular ideas, things that we don't agree with all as Americans. And that is exactly why you need a First Amendment, not to hear things that you already agree with and already like.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to, May, I just want to thank you very much for being on the show this morning. Very important day, and we appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot, May. Former President